Hi everyone, my name is Michaela Perkins. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you during the course of this class. I will warn you, I do have a cat. He loves to interrupt videos, so, and Zoom calls. Be on the lookout for him. His name is Sinbad. And so when I think about writing, usually I think about what the purpose is and the goal of trying to reach it. And I guess I've always tried to change my voice in trying to be a little bit more concise and being able to reach that purpose for everyone and not just like me and the instructor. But I love that this first few chapters taught us that, like, and broke down that you have to pay attention to not only the voice that you use, but the way that you come across, the words that you use, idioms that you might slip through. Because, like, I didn't know this, but I use idioms all the time when I'm just talking to normal people, and that's something I like started to catch after I read the chapter, and it was like, whew, maybe I need to work on that a little bit because I might not be coming across clearly, depending on who I'm talking to, especially at work. I work in a customer service setting, and so usually there's not a whole lot of like writing involved, but it is a lot of speaking and making sure that you're concise and where you're like trying to make sure that people are able to get what they want and to go where they need. And so this is just teaching me that maybe I need to change it up a little bit in how I approach people. It's also really interesting on the TED Talk how we are able to communicate with different people, and the wavelengths are almost the same, and it goes to show that language, even though it can be a barrier, it can also be a beautiful thing that connects everyone and every and to get different points across. And even though that we may not be able to reach the whole point across, we can still get the main points that we need to, just not all the details. I think it was really interesting how that he was again from a different country, and probably it was his second language for English, but he was still able to be able to talk to everyone and get his point across with the words that he used, and using very little idioms, and just being able to understand him is very interesting. I also like that even though like we've been taught all these rules of how to write and stuff like that, that the English language and English writing, like, we can just throw out all the rules and be like, hey, this is like an old construct of how we did things, and now we are able to look at it and be like, hey, like, you don't need a double space. That's not something that is really required anymore. That is more like a typewriter. Or how we're able to be like, you can use slang, but only in if you know where, or the audience that you're trying to go for, and make sure that the slang is used in the right way, and to make sure that even though that it's trying to get your point across, but you have to make sure that it's the point that you actually need to.